We are back.
We are back again for another episode. YenYorkCity, live here from New York City. What a fucking week. Man.
It has been quite nutty. We had massive snow this past week. Not like it, we couldn't like walk through or anything. It's just the roads were bad. It's just bad weather. It's not looking good outside.
I can't wait for fucking spring.
Yeah.
I don't know. That groundhog said what?
I want to go out, do things, go to events. Like we can't do it with this type of weather.
I mean, rain or snow, hail, whatever. I mean, I'm out there, right? But yeah, I can't wait for spring for sure. Festivals, outdoor concerts, all that. That's like the vibe I want to be in right now. But yeah. And also this week, it's just been like one of those weeks. Like the weather, and not only that, I mean, we're in February already.
We're like mid-February. Like it's this year's going by too fast. Slow down.
Yeah, it's definitely going by fast. But yeah, I mean, we had Valentine's Day. I don't know if you guys celebrate that, but that happened this week.
Mm. Yen got me this cool ass plugin for our music creation. It was the Mike Mangini drums that you can use for the plugins.
Yeah, he's been wanting that for a while.
I want it specifically for the octobons. You
gotta have them. Especially with all the stuff that you like to create.
I mean, like, my kit personally has the octobons in there, and I can't replicate that unless I do, like, some Japanese instrument and then, like, detune it or uptune it to make it sound like one, but it's still not the same, so we make it work somehow.
Yeah. Well, you have the whole Mike Portnoy
kit.
Yeah,
initially it was replicated off of the left half of his Siamese monster, and then I kind of, like, made it my own in a way where I didn't want to be totally like him after some time. I wanted to kind of explore my own range and my own, playability. So it's different now.
Yeah. But I mean, that's going to be fun to play around with that. So I can't wait for that.
One day we'll get the big kit out and show everyone. We'll play shows with it. It'll be great.
Yeah. I do like the hybrid kits too.
Yeah. I want to incorporate it. That'd be great. Having the different sounds that we use for our songs and whatnot. We also have a song in the works, a new one, hopefully to get out in the next month or two.
We're always working on some new shit. You have to keep going. You got to be active. Never stop, baby, because you got to keep it going, especially with the music.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you put out one, we put out one 2 weeks ago. It's been 2 weeks already, right?
About, yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard it, Sky Museum, the last song was Unawake.
Very Rob Zombie-esque
industrial metal prog, because he's the proggy drummer.
Gotta throw some prog in there.
As long as every song has a epic drum solo, I'm happy. You gotta flex your drummer. You gotta give him time to just shine. That's me. I'm all about drummers. And speaking of, we got a fucking fire ass drummer tonight.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave for the recommendation.
Dave was so fun to talk to.
We checked out Homer's band, The Funeral Parlor, and man, there's something else on stage. They got like a whole theatric stage presence going on.
I love that.
It's like,
I like the theatricals and like the extra, like the singers all like
very vibrant.
Yeah, I'm into it. And so we're gonna get to know him at another level because right now they're on tour. They're actually gonna be hitting up New York City this coming week, right?
Not this week, but the following week.
Yeah, so if you guys are in the New York City area and you want to hang,
the 28th or the 27th, one of those 2 dates. We'll figure it out from home.
We're gonna be getting the info from him tonight, and we're gonna talk all about that. So the funeral portrait. Speaking of, me, I need comedy relief when I'm stressed, but this week, yesterday was a fucking day. So my dad almost died.
Oh, geez.
So if you guys, my close friends, okay, I had to take him to the emergency room. I thought he had a stroke. It was horrible, guys. He was dehydrated. It's fucking hard when you see your parents get old. And my dad's like this spunky guy. He's like always has an energy, and he got me into music. He has the best taste in music. And I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for my dad. So shout out to my dad. I was with him all yesterday, last night, came this morning, took a nap, took a shower. I'm going to head back over there after the podcast because we're taking turns with my brother to see him. And and see how he's doing. Thankfully, it wasn't a stroke. He didn't die. Okay, so that's the good news. But man, always cherish your parents. I lost my mom 4 years ago. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, I would always get her like roses, flowers, things like that. So if you got your mom, your parents, guys, give your mom a call today. Give your dad a call today. Let them know you love them, cherish them. And I just wanted to give a shout out to all the parents out there because it isn't easy. But yeah, that almost happened. So thankfully, we got him on time, but he literally could have died if I didn't find him when I found him.
Yeah.
He was very dehydrated. So it's been a night. I haven't had a lot of sleep, but we're still rocking out. We're still doing this.
Yeah.
And you got to keep going. But yeah, I'm gonna be seeing my pops later today. But yeah, life is precious, guys, and you got to keep going and keep doing what you're doing, And of course, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be like the person I am today. So I gotta acknowledge that. And Talamir, I see you in the chat.
What up, Talamir?
Our friend from Norway, another drummer,
Guitar player and music maker,
multi-instrumental. He also has music out. So today we have Homer
Umbanhower.
I like that last name. I didn't want to pronounce it wrong. Is that German?
Sounds German.
Nice. So we're gonna see what makes him awesome. And, let's get him in. Let's find out. And we're going to have some great chats today. Homer, are you ready for me, baby?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. From the funeral portrait.
Here he is.
Woo!
Go, Homer Umbanhower.
How's it going?
Wow, it's going. It's going. A lot of stuff is happening. So thank you so much, Homer, for giving
sounds like you guys have a wild week.
Yeah.
Very wild.
Yep.
Very wild.
How deep into the tour are you right now?
We've been out just over a little month and a half, and I think we got 3 weeks left still.
Okay. So you're almost at the tail end then.
Yeah, getting there.
So everyone, if you don't know, they're currently on tour, which is why he's in the outside environment. And he's giving us his precious time to be able to be here on the podcast. So thank you so much for providing your time here and wanting to do this and letting us know all the things about you.
Yeah.
So you're in Texas right now?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Yeah, Texas. Austin, Texas today.
You're wearing a hoodie. Is it cold over there?
Yeah, it's a little chilly, but I'll still take it because pretty much most of the days on this tour has been really cold.
So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from a small town called Houston, Illinois.
Illinois, nice. That's
surrounded by corn, and grew up on a pig farm. So,
wow. So
sometimes how I made it here, I have no idea.
Yeah, we gotta come back and rewind.
Let's explore that and see.
Let's go to the beginnings of
absolutely.
Homer. So you're from Illinois, so from a small town. So how did you pick up the drumsticks and say, I'm going to be a drummer? Why not a guitarist? Why not a singer? Did you
literally beat on the pigskin?
What made you the drummer that you are today? When did you start?
Oh, so I'm a middle child, and I had middle child syndrome really bad.
Oh, me too. Middle child here. It's real. It's real.
So my older brother, he started playing percussion and was getting into drum set, and I was, of course, like, well, I want to do that too. And so I started then like doing concert band and stuff like that around 9. And then throughout high school, it was always, jazz band, pep band, concert band, kind of anything that offered some sort of music. I did it. I never got really too interested into it until probably like late high school, where I was like, oh, actually, I really want to play music for real. So that's when I kind of started digging into it more and, practicing more and trying to get it, better. Because I was like, I really want to play in a band. I really want to go on tour. Especially growing up watching like MTV music videos and stuff. At that time, I was really into like My Chemical Romance. I think Under Oath was on there at the same time. Just all those like emo bands that were also on there. It's like, I want to do that. So, and then, just practice. And then one day I got a call and got lucky. And I started my touring journey when I was 19.
Wow, so you was really young, fairly. I mean, that's a dream when you're a teenager and then you're like off. So that's pretty fast then. You started at 9. I know what you mean, because like around 7, 8, 9, you get into a lot of stuff as a kid and you don't know what sticks, right? So then
Right.
you finally decided to get real serious when you was in high school. That's when you started a band and everything. So did you start in a small local band in your area first?
So I had a friend who was outside of like another small town. I'd go jam with him, but it just nothing got serious at all. But I had a really good friend who was a good musician, and he was doing DIY touring with this band, and I was like, man, that would be the dream. And I was working at a factory at the time, and I remember driving home, and at the four-way light, there he was, rolling down the window, yelling at me, and he goes, give me a call, and I gave him a call, and he goes, hey, we need a drummer for this tour. Do you want to come? And I said, yes.
Say no
Absolutely.
more.
Yep. Quit that job that week and started the journey there.
The network's a little spotty there for a moment. I think it's...
Okay.
So it was
Can you
the
hear me?
first band that you... Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Good. Yep, we're good.
So you mean your first
Perfect.
gig was like a major gig? Like you won the
It was-
lottery
I would
of
say
touring right away?
Join our band. Yes.
I would-
Festivals.
I would. No, I wouldn't say it wasn't a lottery gig. It was like super like underground DIY touring, playing a lot of basements. I mean, I was touring, but it was, no, it was nothing glamorous. It was hardly ever a stage. It was usually on a floor. Like I said, sometimes someone's basement.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, so that was where that journey began. Just playing anywhere we could.
Is that
And then that lasted about 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask if that
And
if that transitions to like other opportunities from there.
Yes, it did. So then my basis in the funeral portrait, me and him, or I got connected with him. My first band was disbanding, and I was like, well, I guess I got to find the next gig. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then he contacted me saying he needed a drummer. And I was like, all right, well, I'll try out for it. And that next journey leads to Rochester, New York. So I'm in Illinois at the time, then moved to Rochester, New York to play in this band. And we were in this band, I was in it for about 2 years as well. And this band, we did a lot of DIY touring with the funeral portrait.
Oh, okay. And then they snatched you. They saw this guy's too good. We're gonna take him. How did that happen?
I think it just worked out. So our lead singer and me and my bassist band that's in the funeral portrait now, it's Danny Case. He now sings for From Ashes to New.
Oh, okay.
So he got a good gig. So we were like, okay. And then at the same time, band members left, and we used to tour with the portrait all the time. So we were just like, yeah, this is an easy transition. So, and that made now my next journey in Atlanta. So I've been in Atlanta for now, it's about 6 years.
Yeah, it shows that your bandwidth is really low there. Is there a Wi-Fi you can connect to there at all?
Yeah, let me see if there is.
Telomere's in
Sorry
chat
about this.
saying,
First gig I did was outside in elementary school, not staged. No stage, just playing on the concrete.
wow. Well, you got to start. So a gig is a gig. You're still getting to play, whether it's 5 people or 50,000 people. It's an experience that you can learn from every gig. And you got to perform like you're always playing for a bunch of people.
Hello, Nigel.
Thank you so much, King. 86 for the follow.
Peaky Viking, welcome in.
Appreciate you. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, let us know where you're watching, tuning in from. I know Talamir's in Norway. How's Norway doing over there?
Yeah, it looks good now.
All right, looks like we're
It's
good.
a little better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Sorry about that.
No problem. That's what it's like on the road. You gotta plug in Wi-Fi.
It's live.
Hey, this is live, motherfuckers. This
Yeah.
is what
We make it
happens, all
work.
right? All right. If you guys have any questions, also put it in the chat so we can ask Homer. So, so you are in. Wow. So now everyone else from the funeral portrait, they're from Atlanta. Are they from Georgia? Yeah.
So me and Rob moved from New York from when we broke up from our last band. So we went down to, he actually moved down to Atlanta before I did. So me and him are from New York. Our guitarist is actually from Rochester, New York too. And then our other guitarist is from St. Louis.
Oh, wow. Nice little group there. Nice mix.
So yeah, it's just, it seems like a lot of bands you talk to nowadays, everybody's from different states because it's just hard to find people that, want to put it in the effort and want to do it. So
Yeah.
So who's the biggest pain in the ass in the band? Who's the one that gives
probably me.
makes a mess?
He said probably. It's funny because like we were watching one of your was that tour video vans, like van tours.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I was getting my homework in.
Yeah, and then like was a singer doing like all the talking, and then you see the bassist and the guitarist on the side table, and then you're on the like far side, just like laying down, chilling, and you're vibing, and I'm like, yeah, he seems like the coolest guy of all.
Because he's the drummer. I mean, the drummer is usually the coolest guy.
Not saying all the other guys aren't cool, but it's like this guy's more chill. It seems like he's by
definitely-
himself. He's over there.
Yeah, they
I'm sure everybody else would disagree with you.
Really?
So when you are creating music, like do you how does that work? Like if everyone's in different states, do you come together at a certain time frame
We'll
in a
usually-
central location, or?
So both of our guitarists are like the main writers in our band. So they're good at like emailing. The internet, is really good about passing stuff through. Like, hey, can you touch up this song, or what do you think on this one? And then we'll plan like a week or something or so, and we'll go to like our friend who is a producer as well, and then they'll take their ideas and mash them together. And then I'm just there to add the drum parts for it as well. So I'm just mainly the drumming creation at that. If I can get there when I can.
So they send you like the
So that's
stems and like
generally how that writing process.
like do they send you stems for you to write on like other parts and stuff and?
No, I mean, they just kind of send me. I have no idea how to use any of that stuff. They kind of just send me the track itself, and just kind of there's like a rough idea of it. And they're like, put your taste on it and your spin on it, and that's generally how it goes. I wish I knew how to use all that stuff, but I'm kind of computer dumb sometimes.
So that's good. You get to put your own, little flavor in there. King is here in the chat saying, "I've been so hyped for this. Thanks for giving Homer the limelight." He's
Peking Viking.
Yeah, Peking Viking 86. And he says, "I've been so hyped for this. Thanks for giving Homer the limelight. He's an incredibly talented and deserves to be noticed." Yes, baby. That's why we got him here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone here in chat,
Yeah, of course.
I love the interaction.
Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it.
Drummers are my favorite. Yes, us too. Drum fam.
Drum fam.
It's the best fam. They're the glue to the band, I think, for sure. I have the foundation, the cake, the batter, the thing that holds everything together. If you have an amazing drummer, I mean, that's basically you're like halfway winning there. I always feel like that. For me, it's always like I'm always listening to the heart of the band, which is the drummer. So I love giving the spotlight to a lot of drummers for sure. So you get a lot of
I like to remind everybody in my band how lucky they are to have me.
Oh yeah, 1,000% agree.
You wouldn't be here without me.
I think it was in, I don't know if it was Rolling Stone that said it, that and of course I love a good bass player too. I mean, it's about the rhythm section for me personally. But if you have an incredible drummer and an okay singer, or an incredible bassist and drummer, like you're 70% there, because the guitarist is like the sprinkles, the fluffy shit and stuff like that. But like the drummer is really where it's at. I always say that, So for sure, I feel like they should get more of the spotlight. They're in the back, but they see all the shit that goes down in the front.
I mean, they don't call our seat a throne for nothing.
Thank you.
There
I like
you go.
that. I like that. Yeah. So I mean, I know you on tour. You get to see a lot of crazy shit, right, Homer? Being behind the kit,
once in a
like
while,
everything goes. It's like in slow motion. Like one thing goes wrong, you're like, no.
Best seat of the house.
Like I always like listening to like the crazy stories on tour. What's one of the craziest stories you could tell us that's happened so
man.
far?
Crazy on this tour that's happened so far. I think the craziest thing on this tour so far is the amount of vehicle trouble everybody has had on this tour.
Vehicle trouble.
Oh, like stuff
Yeah, we're
shutting
sorry, did I
down
cut
and
out?
breaking down and shit.
Yeah, so Archers was on their way to the first show. They hit a big bird, so it shattered their windshield.
Jeez.
Oh.
So and then catch your breath. Someone accidentally put gasoline in their diesel engine. And then, if not for me, Jiffy Lube forgot to put oil back in their engine.
Wow.
But it's been like Murphy's Law for
and
that.
then we blew 2 tires.
Oh no. But you guys have a pretty cool
That's the only.
like a tour bus. The tour bus that you guys ride in is like a legit tour bus, but you guys like really put like a lot of stuff. I saw the back of it. If you guys didn't see, they've also done like one of those shows that's called tour bus something, right? It was
Digital tour bus.
Yes, digital tour bus. And I love those because you get to see like how they ride, what they got going on. And yeah, you guys have how many people in your crew? Like in the bus with you guys? Like 11 people?
There's 9 of us in there.
9? Oh, so then a couple of people got
there's
the
a
boat, I
lot.
guess. I don't know, because I thought I heard 11. I was like, shit, that's a lot of people in
There's
one
a
bus.
lot of spooning in there.
I think. Yeah, I think at the time there was 11 people with us because we had our manager riding with us at the time, and I don't remember. I think there was one other person, but I can't remember.
I know the merch girl and a content creator, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we still bring them along. So there's 5 of us, the both of them, and then our driver.
Right.
So in your tour,
So yeah, there's.
like I know you've experienced. Is this a common thing that happens on tour that you just have to be prepared for? Like tires bursting, people putting wrong gas in the gasoline.
Jeez.
Yeah. No, all that stuff you should definitely be mentally prepared for. Like if it happens, you should be like, well, it's going to happen. Like the amount of miles you drive, the amount of just crappy potholes you hit, anything, engine trouble, it's just all going to happen. It's unfortunate, but kind of part of it as well.
Viking said, didn't someone get their keys locked in their car too?
Oh yeah, if not for me, had locked their keys in their van, and I graciously broke in their car for them to get it back.
Oh shit.
Oh.
That sounds expensive.
What method did you use?
Coat hanger.
Code hanger.
Oh, okay. Well, he's from
Luckily,
New
they
York,
left
so
it
he knows how
running.
to do all those things. You know, New Yorkers, we will get into things and MacGyver our way through anything.
I've seen like some weird ways of like putting a half tennis ball inside the lock key and just like put air pressure to open it.
Wow.
I haven't seen it. No, I got really good at learning how to break into cars because I had to break into mine all the time because I kept losing my keys, locking my keys in there.
So if I have any trouble, I can call on you and be like, yeah,
He'll
I got
give
you.
you tips.
Yep. I was just saying, you know, guy now.
Yeah, no guy. I know a guy
I
to
know
get
a
you in
guy
your car.
that knows the guy that knows the guy. So what? So that's been the crazy stuff with the car and stuff like that. But what about on stage? Like things like popping off, you know, things just going like crazy on stage while you're live. Has anything happened so far or in the past?
Man, I want to say, yeah, I've in the past for sure. Of course, been flashed up from being on stage. When we were playing with Manson, someone threw a drink at me.
What?
Wow, really? Like
Yeah.
that far?
Yeah, it was like the ending, like trash can solo. Everything's going
Uh-huh.
crazy, and I just look up, and here comes a cup coming right at me. So,
Okay, this is happening.
and then this one I'll never forget this. During like one of our heavy songs, the mosh pit or whatever, they didn't even mosh. They all started sitting down in a line, and they all started rowing like a canoe with each other.
Oh, I've been seeing that. Is that like a new thing now that people start like rowing in like unison, like row, row,
It was,
row
I think
what
it
to
was
the
kind of
beat?
I think it was kind of like a thing for like an internet thing for a minute, but we got a taste of it, and it was pretty funny.
Wow.
That's gotta be cool to see though,
I've
like
been
from the
seeing
stage.
like memes and stuff like that about that. I'm like, oh, I guess this is a thing now.
Yeah, it gives me a good laugh while I'm playing, so I'm just like, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So, what kind of kit are you rocking these days?
But
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go back to what you were gonna say.
no. I was just gonna say, yeah, nothing really too crazy from stage. I would say probably just the norm.
Like the normal shit, like people getting sloppy
Yeah.
drunk and like trying to go on stage. And do you have anything like that in security? Has to take people out like forcefully?
There's only been one time I think we've ever had to have someone escorted out, and it was because some drunk dude came and like shoved me because he thought I was like hitting on his girlfriend, and the security saw it and was like, "You gotta leave." So I think that's the only time. Nothing too crazy like that we've like had to get cops involved or anything.
So who's the one that gets the most chicks then? Is it you?
No, we are all taken men. We all
Oh,
have
sorry,
girlfriends.
ladies. Sorry. Back off, okay? Yeah, usually it's, well, I don't know the age bracket of you guys, but we were talking to a lot of people recently, and a lot of them are married and they have kids now. A lot of bands are like, hitched or taken. So it's not like I know that Led Zeppelin movie is out now, so like you see all these things happening.
Like the Motley Crue movie.
Yeah, all those movies, and you see all the girls and stuff. So it's like the culture has changed a lot. I think more so like than ever. It's not like
it's not sex, drugs, and
rock
and roll
as
anymore.
much, right?
No,
it's a different world we're living in now too. Especially after the whole Diddy stuff and all those situations.
Right.
Like people are like, all right, like. Because social media, everybody's taking out their phone. I mean, I know when I was a teen, it wasn't like there was no Instagram and stuff like that. So thankfully, no evidence of things, right? Because, yeah, there was so much stuff going on back in the day. So I'm thinking that now people are more aware of like, okay, you're going to be acting wild and doing all these things. Things are going to happen and people are going to find out. So I think it's a lot more calm now, right? Like the whole scene.
I mean, I would totally say so. I mean, I don't think I've ever been on a tour where there's like a band has been that way. Like
that's refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, behind closed doors, you kind of hear it's like, oh, this is kind of how this person was or is, but it's
usually
never
they
like,
get kicked out or something happens and then it gets exposed and then they're like, yeah, this guy is just like, we need to like, he's just fucking shit up.
Exactly. It's not like people are like, hey, come to our green room. There's 100 girls in here and there's cocaine everywhere.
Girls. It ain't like that no more.
I can easily say I've never experienced that.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
That's good. Well, it's very cliche and stuff now because I was talking to Dave and we are both, sober life. We don't drink. We don't do any kind of stuff like that. So I was like, yes, let's go. It's not as common anymore that some people is like, oh, well, I mean, how do you party? Why don't you drink? It's like, nah, it's like, actually, it's fine. Like, it's not, doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to get trashed and do all that stuff or, so it's refreshing to hear that too.
Yeah. And then we pretty much spend most of our time now playing a lot of Magic the Gathering.
Oh my God. So you guys are nerds? Nerd alert.
Yes.
Nerd.
Yep.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. If we ever, on a tour together, then we'll definitely bust out some of the commander decks and stuff.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's generally what we play is commander. So that takes up a lot of our time.
Oh yeah.
See, guys. So you think it's one thing, and they're just behind there playing Magic the Gathering. That's what's happening.
That's good
on
pastime.
the tour bus.
Yeah, usually after the show, I'll send a picture to my girlfriend of the table of all the cards and just be like, "Rockstar life."
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So, yeah, let's dive into your gear.
Yeah, let's talk gear.
So we've seen from the photos and stuff. Do you have a setup where are you controlling tracks, or is tracks controlled by front of house, or?
We have someone standing side stage that does tracks.
Okay.
But gear wise, I have I'm a DW guy, love it. Up and down hardware, so is all DW. Symbols wise, I Sabian guy. Shout out to Sabian. Please call me one day.
We're waiting on that call, man.
DWs are great. Those kits are beautiful.
And then what else? ProMark sticks, Evans heads.
Nice.
So big into those.
What are you endorsed right now? Are you endorsed by any companies?
The only endorsements that the band has is 64 audio for ears.
For in-ears? Yeah.
And then SE electronics for microphones. And I want to say there's a cable company, but I can't remember, so just apologize for that one. But no, I try to reach out to a lot of those people, but sometimes it's hit or miss, or hey, we're not looking for someone right now, or
right,
hey, hit us up later. So I haven't been fortunate enough to get one, but hopefully one day.
It's only a matter of time.
I would if anything, just symbols, because I'm tired of paying a ridiculous amount just to break them.
Are you ordering them from Sweetwater, or are you?
I have a Guitar Center Pro guy.
And then you get the warranty on them.
So actually, if any Sabian cymbal you buy has a 2-year warranty on it already, so you never have to get
from manufacturer.
So it's kind of like a scam essentially for Guitar Center, seems like, because
is it the same coverage?
You can it's literally the same coverage. You just buy the cymbal. I've been talking to the same person from Sabian for 10 years, and it's whatever cymbal I buy, just take a picture of the crack, the receipt, and she sends me a label, and I send it in, and she sends me another one.
Does the warranty carry over on the new one?
Yep.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's 2 years.
Freaking hell, man! I've been buying these Guitar Center.
He has a cymbal graveyard, he calls it.
Yeah.
Because it's a stack of cracked cymbals, and it's real.
Yeah, and I would buy the Guitar Center warranties, right? Thinking that, 2-3 years from now, if they do crack, just bring it in, get the credit, get a whole new one, put a new warranty on it.
And they're like, sucker! You didn't even need that shit.
And I would only buy Sabian. So.
Are you a heavy hitter, Homer?
Oh, yeah, I hit stupid hard for some. Just it's a lot with the theatrics of the band, because we are very theatrical on stage. So just hitting harder is just now a part of my movement when I'm playing. And it's funny because I'm a drum teacher as well. But am I cutting out right now?
A little bit, yeah.
Viking's well, stop hitting so hard, and you won't have to do that. Drummers always hitting it harder, though. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of it also comes down to
exactly
temperature, right? If you're going from cold to hot, hot to cold, it does
control.
It does warp the cymbal a bit.
Transportation, all the moving.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because I'm a drum instructor at home, and how I play live and how I teach them how to play are two completely different styles and techniques. So
don't do what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
How would you describe yourself as a drummer? What are you more into as style-wise? Are you what kind of style would you categorize yourself influentially?
Ooh, I really really fascinated with pocket drumming, but kind of how do I make pocket drumming a little more technical? Especially adding dynamics into your playing that aren't just simple rock beats where you're just hitting So I mean, that's where I guess where I try to think creatively when I'm playing drums.
So it's, would you
Um,
say you're more like because you did say you started off like playing jazz, right? So did that kind of leak into the whole, punk rock, metal, like, because the style of your band is what? What would you guys classify yourself?
I would. I mean, there's definitely metal elements in our band, but I would just say we're just a theatrical rock band. It's so hard to label what a genre is
Right.
nowadays because there's so different types of
Oh yeah.
music.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just for the most part, just we're a theatrical rock band.
Yeah, and it's funny how I just like labeled that in the beginning, and I was like, I didn't even think that was a thing. It's just a theatrical band, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're right about like multiple genres are starting to blend into music now. You know, like we got Sleep Token with like R&B and trap
Oh,
and
I love
metal.
them.
You know.
exactly. So it's like, and that's the same thing with us because we have emo elements, metal elements, some dark elements to us. It's just like we could either go fit on this tour or we could also able to play to this tour because of all the different elements that come within the funeral portrait.
So theatrical emo. Yeah, and then it does have some metal in there too. So that's why you're hitting so hard.
Yeah, flailing those arms out.
Exactly.
So, how often do you teach? Do you teach like in between tours? Do you
Like online
yeah.
or
Yeah, I work at a music school. It's one of those School of Rocks. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I'm home, I go just work there. I probably do like 2 or 3 lessons a day there. So I'm generally pretty drumming mostly all the time if I'm not drumming because it's definitely my day job when I'm at home.
And that's like after you end your tour, then you come back and do your lessons.
Yep.
And then how often do you tour? Do you tour like once a year? Do you tour twice a year? Like, is there a set schedule do you guys work on?
Oh yeah, I mean, this year I'll be gone all year. Probably 6 months usually out of the year we try to be out.
6 months?
and you guys toured with Marilyn Manson, right? That's one of the big artists that how did you land that gig?
So we are label mates with Five Finger Death Punch, and Manson was on that tour. So our label helped us out, and Five Finger gave us a shot. So we were on that tour, and then Manson was doing those solo headlining dates, and we share the same booking agent, and our booking agent's like, hey, Funeral Portrait's already on tour with you, so we're just gonna add them to the shows.
Wow,
So,
how was that
and-
like? I mean, did you ever imagine going on tour with Marilyn Manson?
Never.
So when you
it was-
hit on the stage, was it like very intimidating?
How did you feel?
I mean, nervous every time. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to crap my pants before I go
Oh,
out
man.
there. But yeah, it was nerve wracking pretty much every show and I'm that way anyway. All the adrenaline starts to creep in right before we go on stage, and you're just like, oh, here comes the nerves.
Do you have a pre-show ritual that kind of
Yeah.
like gets things like loosened up?
Yeah, what's your rituals if you have any?
Yeah, I like warming up on a pad, just doing that. I like to play generally the set before I go out there and play, just so it's like I'm not going up there blind, even though I'm already not going up there blind because I know it. But
Yeah.
it helps me dial in with the click, because sometimes I'll go on stage and I'm like, man, the click sounds like it's really fast or it's really slow. It's not. It's just because my
Your
brain's
adrenaline.
not processing it. Yeah. So I try to get that kind of all dialed in before. So I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about that because I've played the set, I already know it. But the only thing is just the nerves. I don't know why I always get nervous still so bad.
You still get nervous. Some people don't. Some people are like, nah, I've been doing this so long. I just get out there. So see, it happens, right? The nerves do get to you. Do you like not eat anything beforehand or you wait until after?
I will eat something beforehand, but it has to be like super light. I can't, and it has to be like 2 hours, 3 hours before, because
It's a workout being
I
behind the
think,
drums.
yeah, it's a huge workout, and it's yeah, if you eat anything too spicy or whatever, you'll be feeling it while you're on stage, and you're just like,
That
I'm
would
not trying
not
to
be
be
good.
about to throw up, not trying to throw up right now.
Yeah.
And I made
He
that
learned the
mistake on
hard
the
way.
Five Finger
She
Tour.
points to me because like I had an issue where like I ate something slightly heavy and midway through the show I'm like, man, I gotta take the massive dump right now. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, on that Five Finger Tour, I ate something I shouldn't have. I can't remember what it was, but I looked at our merch girl Danny. She was standing side stage, and I looked at her. I was like, "Go get a bucket because I'm gonna throw up."
Oh
No.
man.
And did you?
No, I didn't. Thank
Oh.
God.
Whew. Just precautionary, like just put a bucket next to me.
Talk about theatrics, right? You get through all of your symbols and
I mean, who
splashing
wasn't?
everywhere.
Lady Gaga did that in one of her shows, like pretended that she was vomiting or she did or something while she was hitting a drum, and she was like, it was some weird shit. I don't know, but like, yeah, I've stuff like that happens.
Yeah, I think if that did happen, I think everybody in that tour would have killed me.
It's like, I swear I didn't mean it.
Because Manson's stuff was right behind me, so
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that would be bad.
So did
that would be a good look.
Speaking of, did he was he personable? Did he come to your your tour bus? He say, hey, what's
actually
up,
get to talk to him?
guys? Did you ever get to like really interact with him, or he's like, oh, have a good show or a good show?
He would walk by and he would see all us together, and he would wave. He'd just say, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And
That's nice.
he would talk to our singer. If he saw Lee, he would go up to him and talk to him. But for the most part, he was generally really nice to us.
Oh, that's
was
great.
Really appreciated that we were doing those shows with him, especially with all the scandals and stuff going on. So
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
but
'cause-
not. And I mean, that whole tour, everybody was so nice to us, just for being like the baby band that no one's ever heard of. And then it took like a couple of weeks for everybody to be like, oh, this band's really cool. So, but yeah, man, everybody had no ego, and
I
would
love
come say
hearing that.
hello.
I love hearing that because you do hear it on the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, oh no, they didn't even acknowledge us the whole tour.
They're a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, like, oh, this was the
Right.
first time that in one instance, we were with a friend of ours, and he said, oh, and one of the singers passed by and said hi to us, and
They were on tour for like almost
2 months or something.
Not even. It was like they were like tail end of their tour because they were heading up towards Canada. We got to see them here at Jones Beach, and we were meeting up with our friend there, and then he took us backstage, and he was like, he saw the other band in passing that was headlining, and he was like, you know what, the whole tour, that's the first time he ever said anything to me.
And it was because I said hi, and then me, I always like talk to everyone. I'm very social, and he's like, that's funny. Aw. So, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear-
yeah,
okay.
there it goes.
Yeah, so sometimes that happens, and you hear that, and you're like, oh, like you want to believe that everyone's pretty personable, and like that ego stuff isn't real, but then it still happens sometimes, So that's great to hear that he was like mad cool with you guys, and like told you guys, hey, what's up, and everything. That's always great and refreshing to hear too.
Yeah, it was super refreshing because every time you walk by, it's almost like Bigfoot's walking by you, because you're just like,
Oh,
you're like, that's Manson.
yeah.
Start hyperventilating.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm not gonna make eye contact with him.
But you're from New York, Homer. Like you see so many celebrities
An
and
Illinois boy from New York.
oh, but when you
No.
lived here, I mean, you did see a bunch of people. I mean, it's pretty normal to bump into people. So it's
I lived in upstate New York, so Rochester, but even then it was touring, and I would bump into like people that like who I thought were like famous, like in bands and stuff, and be like, hey, that's so and so standing right there. But when it comes to Manson, though, it was just like a new level of like, holy shit.
yeah. I mean, you can imagine growing up listening to his music, and you never thunk, like
No,
that's the stuff that dreams are made of.
I mean, never would I thought about tour that we were going to be on tour with the guy that supposedly took his ribs out to suck his own dick.
You think that's true, or is it just a rumor?
No, just a rumor.
Right? It's like you figure
was-
it's like all the stories you hear. I'm like, I wonder if any of this shit is true. But yeah, that's.
He's like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
It was super funny on that tour because Ivan Moody got everybody cakes
Aw.
just to be like, thanks for doing the tour. And I'm walking by and there's this cart and it has this. It's a gigantic cake in the shape of a rib bone, and he got it for Manson.
Oh,
wow.
that's hilarious. That's something I would do, just for
So,
you
yeah, it
know,
was super.
just to get a laugh and make it like funny. You know, I'm sure he's gonna remember that shit.
Yeah, you could tell he was a good sport about it because I saw him and Ivan walking out of the green room laughing with each other. So
Yeah,
That's great.
that's cool. I like that. So right now, who are you guys touring with now, and what's that vibe like?
we are on tour with Catch Your Breath, Archers, and If Not For Me. But the tour has been awesome. We've all been friends. I know If Not For Me, some of those guys with our old bands, we used to tour with them and their old bands. So it's nice to see them. Shows are selling out or almost selling out. And it's just a homie fest, just hanging out every night. Everybody's usually in our RV, just chilling.
That's the best
So
thing is when you're touring with other bands that are super chill and you become really close friends with them.
Yeah, this is like, even though the Five Finger and Manson tour was really fun and it was really a great experience and it was great for our band, but like this is like probably one of the best tours I've ever done.
Aw, that's amazing.
Just because of the camaraderie that we have with everybody, and just everybody's so helpful with each other, and it's just a good vibe.
Now, are you your own tech?
I am. I have drum tech before, so I've learned kind of how to do all that stuff. So
Yeah.
So I try to do that to myself, depending on how I feel that day. If I want to tech my drums,
You gotta time
With wiping
yourself.
oh, I think when I'm done wiping everything down and with cymbals getting wiped down and everything, it probably takes me like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a process for sure, especially like post show and then after show. Like who'd you tech for? Did you tech for other bands?
Yeah,
or-
I drum teched for Masters to New one tour, and we were the opening band on that tour, so I was kind of double duty on that one.
So you're working hard that one. You get extra pay too.
I was just at that point, Funeral Portrait wasn't making the most money, but I was getting paid from Masters to New to set up their drums too. So
So it's a win-win.
So speaking of getting
yeah,
paid,
it was.
that's one thing that I want to hit upon because I was just talking to my brother about this. When you're a touring band, especially now, the way the music is, it's so much different. People don't buy music as it used to be growing up. You know, you buy CDs, you buy, I know vinyl made a comeback. Everybody's buying vinyl now, so that's awesome. But like when you're on tour and, it's a pretty hefty thing, just touring, like the gas alone, everything, right? So if you're not signed or anything like that and you're like a starting band, it could be like draining to the account, but also like where do you get most of the money? Like it's a lot of it is merch. So like supporting your bands, getting merch. I always get like tons of merch every time I go to shows because that's really how you help the band. But like how did it feel coming on the up, like when you started in band, especially with like Funeral Portrait, when it was coming up? How did you guys like really live through that, like getting to where you are now?
It was just, in the beginning, man, you're not making any money at all. You're taking money out of your own accounts. You're going in debt on your own cards. When I how do I get the words out? When TFP wasn't as established as it was, I worked either 2 jobs or had 3 jobs, and I worked for a month and then we would go on the road, or I'd work and then go on the road, spend all that money, for gear, someone's got to pay for gas this time or something like that. But luckily, Lee was always in charge of that. Lee took pretty good care of us to where we didn't have to have a lot of that on our weight. But in the beginning, it was a lot of that for that. So, but at the end of the day, too, you're just kind of like a traveling merch seller because that's where you're going to make most of your money. And people ask me all the time, they're like, how do you support a band? I'm like, listen to them as much as you can on Spotify and stuff and just buy their merch.
Spotify alone doesn't really generate as much money now just from listens.
No.
So, like, I think a lot of it does come down to the merch, but I feel like, the other direction would be like, yeah, like share the music, buy the music, and also make the content, because the content is another form that you can make that money from.
Yeah, exactly, too. And that's something I'm trying to do with like drum cover stuff, but I haven't had really much time since the Five Finger tour.
Which, speaking of, we should show like a YouTube video or something of you actually in a live setting playing drums. I would love to show that. So do you have any favorite that you would like us to share so that they can see you in action?
I don't know if there's any live video up there on YouTube, but there's
I know you have
I do have
Instagram.
a video of my drum cover. Yeah, there's Instagram. There is some live clips on there. I think there is actually a whole live video of me playing a song on my Instagram, if I remember correctly. But if not, I have drum covers on my YouTube as well that I have done, that I put out last year.
I think I got one here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Let me load this in. Give me one moment here.
No, you're good.
What's your favorite song to play live with the band?
Generation Psycho, because it's got kind of more of a metal element to it, so I gotta do some cool kick patterns with it, so I enjoy that one.
Nice. Well, what's a good opener? What's one of the things that you really like to open up with? Like which energy? Like what song is your mean? Like, yeah, let's open up with that and let's close with this.
It is Generation Psycho as our opener because it's such a heavy hitter right in the beginning with it. It's just such a great opener for us. And then, of course, since Suffocate City is our big song, it's usually the song we close with.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds perfect then. Yeah, because
Right.
you want to come in with that energy and get hyped right away. So that's a perfect song to start off with.
Yeah, and like I said, we're a theatrical band, so we need to set the limit on that first note.
So this one is a video of you playing to, was it Chernobyl?
Yep.
All right, let's
Should
do
be
it.
Right there.
This is Homer, guys. Funeral Portrait. yo, dude.
That's pretty
Sounds
nutty.
sick live.
And now I know why my back hurts.
That's cool. Is that a fan in the back or is that a snare drum in the back? I can't tell what that was.
I got a snare drum. It's my second snare in case I break it since I hit like a
Beast.
buffoon on
The
stage.
drums sound really punchy. It sounds good.
Yeah, man. That acrylic kit I have is the DW one. I was playing on a Truth acrylic. I don't know if you know what a Truth brand is. I don't know if it's
No.
still around anymore.
That's like one of your dream kits too.
Acrylic,
I
yeah.
loved how
Yeah.
and I needed a new drum set because the one I was playing before it was just falling apart. It was old, and I really liked the acrylic. I liked how it sounded. I knew how to tune it, and DW was coming out with a line of Gunsmoke acrylic, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I want to get this one. So
That was hot.
Yeah, it looks and sounds really good. What other do you have like? Are they ebony skins on them, or are they what are you using on your kit for the skins?
I'm using Evans hydraulics on my toms.
Hydraulics, yeah.
They're the 2-ply with the oil in between them.
Hmm.
It helps kind of like with the punch too a lot. It takes a lot of the resonance out of it. And my floor toms were having a lot of resonance in them, and I was like, let me put these heads on and see if it helps. And it's great. I also play with like my floor toms finger tight,
Nice and
just
loose.
to get that real, yeah. So to get that real nice low end sound on them.
Yeah, that's what I like to do is keep it all like finger tight, and I'll probably just do like one notch up on the toms and the floor tom. What's the sizes that you're running?
So my kick is 22. My rack tom is 10. My floor toms is 16 and 18.
18. Let's go. I like 18s.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my snare is I had a custom order that 18-inch floor tom. It took me 2 years to get.
Wow. Yeah, I have an 18 for mine, and I just love
But I
how
love it.
beefy it is.
Beefy. So
Oh,
what
yeah,
are the
all
five?
the beef in that thing.
All the beef. Give me the beef.
You got a bit of a delay going on your
Oh
side
yeah,
there.
yeah. That's why it sounds sometimes like he's like hearing, and because it's like a little delay. So one of the questions I always like to ask is, what
Sorry,
of your
let me see if I can move my phone around.
I like that hoodie? That's some merch you got there, right? That's some merch.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you guys are out there in
Yeah,
the
this
show,
is from.
that merch. I like it.
Thank
I
you.
got that shirt. Viking got that. You rocking
Sorry,
that?
my signal's not the best right now.
Yeah, the drummer from Bad Omens is the same way. He's fantastic. Yes. So, what are your 5 favorite drummers that inspired you to be the drummer that you are now?
Ooh, so first one off the bat would be Matt Halpern. He is
Periphery.
drummer for Periphery.
Yeah, that drummer's sick.
A lot of Matts. Matt Garska from Animals as Leaders.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast. We got to see them last year.
Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath. That's probably where my hard hitting is mainly inspired from. Let's see. Thomas Hack from Meshuggah.
All the monster drummers.
Yeah, I was really into the technical stuff when I was super younger. Trying to think who my last one was. Oh, Thomas Pridgeon.
Thomas Pridgeon from Mars Volta.
Yeah, that one.
Or
Yeah,
previously from Mars Volta.
I know. They have a sick drummer now, too. The female drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's amazing, too.
great. But no, yeah, just I don't know. I got really into like the technical side of drumming. That was what fascinated me so much with it. Especially like I can even add Matt Greiner in there from August Burns Red. Just you know the technicality and just just especially I would just sit there at the computer and be glued just watching live videos of Matt Griner all day, just like I want to do that. And Aaron Gillespie is just like how he was such a hard hitter and such a lively drummer. He wasn't just some guy that just sat back there and kept time. He made, he made the drums like his own instrument and made himself stand out as not just someone who's keeping time, but is also playing an instrument.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of great influences you have going on there. Do you have like, do you take a little bit of each and then try to make it and mold it of like your own style?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially like Matt Halpern, like just he is the one that got me the most into like trying to add ghost notes and just all that certain different types of dynamics you can add while just playing and stuff like that. So that's a huge influence when I guess it comes to like technical playing is him for the most part. Yeah, I would say I probably take a lot of influence from Aaron Gillespie and probably Matt Halpern the most in my style.
Yeah, to bring that technicality in. Does your band allow you to get a little crazy, like with drum parts, or do they be like, "Hey, tone it back a little bit, dude"?
No, everybody's like, "No, dude, you're a good drummer," so like they respect what I play and stuff. And I mean, I also, don't try to take away from like a moment or something, but. I mean, even I didn't want to do it, but they're like, "Hey, you're doing a drum solo," so I have a drum solo in the set. So
you have to. You have a killer drummer like Homer. Like, how can you not show him off? Like, yeah, baby. Like, show them what we got.
Yeah.
Show them the animal we have in the back.
Exactly. So yeah, they let me have my time, especially when it's writing. Or writing or recording a part, I'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna try this." And they're like, "Yeah, try it." And, there's no one that's like, "No, you can't do that."
Oh, okay, that's good.
Great to hear.
Yeah, they give you some creative freedom. That's awesome. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you like prep like for? Let's talk about your little drum solo you got set up there because apparently that's a bit of a surprise for you this tour.
So we've done it in the past, and it was just it was funny because I didn't have too much time in between to practice. And when I was listening to the tracks, when I did have time to practice, I wasn't told there was a drum solo. And we have little guides in our tracks and our ears, and I just hear drum solo. And I was like, "Son of a bitch."
Oh, crap. I'm on the spot now.
Yeah.
Did you, I guess, at the time, since you didn't prep, you had to kind of mock something up, right? Right on the spot?
I started figuring something out because I was like, "Ah, dang it." So, but I finally found something. It took me like a couple days. I did a couple days worth of stuff on it just to narrow it down what I needed to do. It's all improvised, but just there's a vibe and a feel to it that I just kind of go off that.
And you try to keep certain sections the same for every show, and then kind of embellish other parts along the way.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It just kind of throws different types of stuff that fits with the vibe. It's also playing it to like a loop. There's like a loop playing in the background, so that kind of gives me a reference of what I can add and do.
That's
so
good.
That's definitely a big help.
Yeah. You're gonna present your Danny Carey self coming out there.
Exactly.
Are you a big Tool fan?
Yeah, dude, I've loved Tool growing up. Like the Pot was my jam. Because such a big influence on music for me was like Rock Band and stuff like that. And then Guitar Hero came out with Guitar Hero World Tour. So all those like songs you could be such exposed to was great for me when it came to learning new music.
Nice. So,
Am I breaking up again?
no, you're fine. We're just kind of getting our notes together here.
I got to see Tool live last year, and it was pog. Yes, I got him to go see Tool with me because he wasn't as huge growing up into Tool. He was more into like the proggy stuff. And then I was like, Danny Carey is.
I was too stuck on Dream Theater.
Yeah, he was like all Mike Portnoy. But he plays like Mike Portnoy. Like, this man right here is a beast on drums. Just got to say that. So I'm
could
lucky
say
to have him.
you're kind of twins with Mike Portnoy, so I could definitely see that why you're a Mike Portnoy fan.
He
Oh,
gets
man.
that a lot. He gets that a lot too. Yeah, so he has, but I was like, man, for me it was definitely Danny Carey, Matt Cameron, which Dave mentioned. I was like, oh yes. We had a lot of drummers in common that we really dig. But man, it's like seeing that live and experiencing Tool live. It's like almost a religious experience because the stuff that goes on, back there, he's
Yeah, it's
just like a
quite
scientist.
Yeah, I just like I think I saw on Instagram of like his rig rundown not so long ago, and I was like, and you play every single one of those things live?
Probably not at the same time, but yes.
Right. He's like, I hit at least once, I guess.
Yeah.
He's definitely takes like drums to the next level. It's like I said, he's not keeping time. He's also showing that drums can also be an instrument, like a
Mhm.
guitar.
Yeah, play it like you're writing a song versus just playing to like making a click, section.
Exactly. So yeah,
Do you play on like anything like hybrid on your kit at all? Like, do you have electronic elements, triggers?
no. I mean, I want to add some eventually. I do have triggers on my kit, but they're mainly used for gating. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly what that does essentially because that's more of my sound guy than me. But no, there is some songs that we have that you could add this in there with some like a rolling pad or something like that. But it's just trying to find where and when it would fit. So
There's like a future plan. Like, I'm thinking of adding this. I got to figure out how and why.
yeah, exactly.
What's the one gear that you wish you had that you want to add to your kit?
Ooh, another kick drum.
You want to have a double kick, like a kick?
Yeah, yeah. I want to.
Is it because of practicality, or is it just because for show?
I think for both. But I also want to get to a point where it's like, I want a big drum set. I don't know. I've always wanted a big drum set.
Just remember, you're teching for yourself. So
That's true. Go for it.
And that's what's refraining me from getting anything more.
Yeah.
I want the
Time
cage.
and room, right? Like, you gotta think about how much room you're gonna take up for the additional things you want to have, and how much time is gonna take up for you to polish things down and then set everything up and take everything down.
Exactly. Yeah, I already got my hands full now, so another piece of drum is kind of out of the question right now.
Add another 10 minutes for this one cymbal stand, right?
Exactly.
So do you have your own personal riser that you work on, or do you set up a rug and you have everything marked on the rug?
I have a rug. I would love a riser, but yeah, I have a rug. Everything's taped out, so it's all mapped out. All my hardware is memory locked too, so it's just like that saves me a lot of time on it too. So I mean, I recommend any drummer doing that, especially if you're gigging a lot. Like, tape it down, memory lock it, saves you so much time. I make fun of the Archer's drummer a lot because he's like, man, whoever sets his drums up every night messes it up. And I go, it's you, because you don't have anything taped down, memory locked,
No
nothing.
markers.
So,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
So what are your tips for a touring drummer? Like, that's one tip, right?
Yeah, that could be a good tip. Buy brand new cymbals from Sabian because you have an unlimited 2-year warranty on them. So you can break it. You can break those cymbals as much as you want in 2 years, and they'll get replaced. But after that 2 years up, you're done with. Because that will save you money. Oh man, trying to think and for a good tip.
What are like essential tools to carry?
Drum keys always.
Oh yeah. Always have them on.
I'm also the one guy who has all the tools in the band, so I mean, just bring it all. You always have a toolbox with you. You never know when you're gonna need it. Man, essential tools for drumming. You need a good snare. Absolutely, need a good snare. You could have an okay like shells, wood shells, and just put some good heads on there. Um, you need good hardware because if you have something cheap and flimsy and stuff, and it will move on you while you're playing, and you just need decent cymbals. You don't need the high end ones. You know, it's especially if you're a beginning drummer and you're touring. You're gonna learn how much money you're gonna spend on cymbals, sticks, heads, and stuff like that. So just trying to make sure you have the best gear that you can, and just make sure it's all affordable as possible for you.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not making much on the road unless you're selling a good amount of merch, and then most of that goes back
No.
to keeping your gear alive, you know,
Yeah,
and food.
yeah, exactly. So but yeah, it's definitely hard. Being a drummer and being in a band that makes no money is definitely hard because you're definitely have the most costly instrument. But yeah, I guess that's all I can think of right now is just trying to keep it cheap and reliable and sounding good as possible.
Nice. So you have 3 weeks left of your tour.
Yes.
What are the spots you're hitting?
That you're most excited about, especially like that you haven't been to yet.
Oh man, we're playing at our Atlanta again, but we're playing in a bigger venue, and it's like probably like 100 away from selling out. Tickets from selling out, so it's just I don't know. It's pretty cool to
Oh, that's awesome.
go to a venue where you sit and watch bands, and you're just like, man, hopefully one day I can do this, and
Here you
we're about to
are.
go do it. So yeah, so it's just nice. It's gonna be nice to go home. I'll get to see my girlfriend and sleep in my bed, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because those little bunkers, they're not comfortable for sure. After a while, it's like not that luxurious.
Luckily, I do get some good sleep in it, but yeah, bed is definitely more comfortable than a bunk.
Yeah,
Masquerade.
you've seen that video, and the bunks look like it's just like a foam pad, and like you're on top of wood.
Well, who's the one that has the back room that looks like it's semi hooked up and actually has a big bed? Was it yours?
No, so there's like a above the driver's seat there is like a huge kind of bunk area, but it's also like the junk bunk where everybody puts extra stuff. But Lee sleeps up there, so he's definitely got the most space ish. But and then two of the guys, there was already two bunks built into the side of the RV, and then the back room, which had a queen size bed in it, we took all the queen size bed at it, and then just added five more bunks back there.
So because you're the
Oh,
guy
wow.
with all the tools,
Excuse me.
did you build that?
No. We paid someone to do it.
I was like, I ain't getting involved with that.
I was like, if it falls apart, I don't want to be blamed for this.
Yeah. So going back to your drum set, so the sticks that you have, what's the size? You said you play on Pro Marks.
Yeah, I do Pro Mark 5B forwards.
5B forward, okay. And that's the hickory?
I think it might be I think it's maple. I could be
Oh.
wrong.
Oh.
But I do like those sticks a lot. I was using Vic for a while, but I felt like a lot of inconsistency with this stick. And then I switched over to Pro Mark, and it seems like I could hit those things as hard as I can, and they won't budge.
Have you tried the
So
fire grain or the Shirakashi oak?
yes, I do. I do have a buddy of mine. He owns a drum shop in Nashville, and he's kind of like gets deals from Diodario for Evans and Pro Marks and stuff like that. And I bought some sticks from him in Nashville when we were there, and he's like, "Here, I'm gonna give you these fire grain ones for you to try." So I have got to use those. I do like those a lot.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, they're pretty durable for what they are, and they're not too heavy either. They have enough weight to them so that you can feel the whip of the stick.
Ling was like, you can't just ask a guy about the
Right,
size of his sticks.
Yeah.
Right. No, I did like the fire drain ones. The only issue I have with them is there's like the lacquer kind of leaves marks.
Oh,
right,
yeah. I see that.
There's like like stains on the drum. Brown
Yeah.
stains.
Yeah, it's like if you use colored sticks, you hit them, you start to notice the colors start to go on your heads and your cymbals and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that happening too.
So
Been there before.
yeah, that's always fun to capture on your drum set when you're trying to keep it clean,
Right.
So yeah, so you did tour with Dave's band at one point together, right? You were on the same bill.
Yeah, we did. I want to say we did like 3 shows together. But yeah, it was great. It was great to meet them. They were super cool to us, and
How many shows was it?
And I think 3.
It was just like
'Cause
local.
I think we were on tour. I forget with who. And then the package was just meeting up with Saving Abel because Saving Abel was just doing these 3 shows. So we hopped on there, and those were in like Montana. Oh yeah, actually, I think it was just 2 shows, and they were both in Montana. But yeah, just me and Dave clicked it off super well. So yeah, he's been such a great friend since. A good drumming buddy to have.
Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna swap these real quick.
All right.
Some technical stuff with our microphones here. So yeah. So is there a thing that you'd like people to know about your band that they don't know already? That you like want new people to understand, like your goals and your developments.
Yeah, like what's the next step in the funeral portrait that you would like to see happen within the year in 2025?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think our goal is just as a band, and I think I can speak for everybody in our band to say this is just, just stay on the road, be able to get tours, and just, be happy doing what we love doing. Like I said, we've been doing this. I mean, like I said, I've been trying to do this, since I've been 19, and, to finally be able to do it, and hopefully, I can stay on the road and just be out and about, and, making a living playing music, which I've always wanted to do, for my whole entire life. So, but I guess something about our band that most people don't know. We're nice guys, we're not ego. We don't have what else? I can't think of.
They're not dicks, guys. They're awesome guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go see them on tour now.
And anybody that wants to come say hello, always come say what's up to us. We're
approachable.
We're super approachable. We'll always talk to you, always say hello, and just come see the show. We're very theatrical. We're I don't know. I guess I'm lost for words on this one.
What's a dream country that you guys would like to play that you haven't played yet? Like Japan. Like what's a spot that you haven't, if you haven't already?
I've heard Japan's pretty sick, so I would love to play Japan. We are going to Europe for the first time this year, so that will be an experience in itself.
So what are the spots you guys are hitting? Is it Italy? Is it Spain?
So for right now, the only thing I think I'm aware of, or that they probably told me, but I just probably forgot. But we're doing Download Fest over there, which is in the UK.
Whoa, that's big. That's huge.
Yes, that one's gonna be a big one. And then I think we're trying to find dates around then. And then I think there was a rumor that we might be going back in the fall.
Oh.
Lingol says the goal of any band should be to play in Denmark.
Great
I'm a
audience.
great audience member. I'll buy a ticket.
Oh, that's awesome. Denmark, let's go. Well, our friend is from Norway.
Perfect. We better see you in Denmark then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like when you're in a band, you find out geographically where your audience is, right? So do you guys know where you have the most like reoccurring listeners? You know how it shows you on Spotify and everything? There's a place that you're like, wow. Yeah, like, wow, I didn't realize there were so many people listening to us, in Australia, let's say, or something like that.
Yeah, when our record came out, there was a huge bump over in the UK, and like I want to say Brazil too. I think or South America. No, I think it was South America. I think South America and Brazil.
Oh,
no,
nice.
not Brazil.
Have you ever been there?
You've
never been to Brazil then, right? That would be cool.
No. No, so South America and I think the UK were pretty crazy, but I think our record went number 3 in Germany, which was pretty wild.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
If I remember correctly, yeah, there was like this record was number 3 in Germany or whatever. And it's like, oh.
Wow,
Cool.
yeah.
No.
Surprise.
Yeah, that's really great because what I noticed is a lot of amazing bands are coming from Europe. Like it seems like in America, in the States, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of hip hop, there's a lot of rap that's like really big. And I'm like, I want to see more rock stars. I want to see more bands coming together. But I'll tell you, like in Europe, they got their shit like on blast because Sweden, there's a lot of people coming from Sweden, the Netherlands, yeah, Norway, like all those bands, German bands, like there's bands out there like killing it in the metal scene, in the rock scene. So like, I would love to. That's actually really awesome that in Germany you guys were like number 1. That shows a lot.
It's pretty wild because we've noticed that influx too of a lot of bands coming from overseas, because I mean that's a lot where we're listening to now. I mean,
Same here.
a big one for a while was like Don Broco. I don't know if you guys know that band at all.
No.
But yeah, they're super sick. And of course, Sleep Token, like that's a must.
Yeah, I've been obsessed with Sleep. So we've seen them twice live now, and it's like they're so good from the UK.
Jealous.
Yeah.
So jealous.
I'm telling you. They're like an experience. I mean, now they blew up so fucking fast too. We saw them when they were on the come up. So we were lucky enough to see them. They were opening up. It was when they were touring with In This Moment.
Yeah, In This Moment, Nothing More.
And they were my favorite out of all of them. Like, to be honest, I was like, they're going to blow the fuck up. And then boom, they did. And then when we saw them again,
tickets were sold out. They were like, they were just like,
it was Webster Hall too,
yeah,
which isn't like a big, huge venue
packed
here in
full
New
of
York
people.
City.
My first moshing experience.
So he grew up in Jersey. He's a Jersey boy. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised. So for me, it was like, yeah. And then he's like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm seeing him going crazy the mosh pit.
Over here trying to hold on to the merch without dropping it while people are like bumping into me.
Yeah, and he's like, hold the wall. And then and then like the drop came, and then you feel the floor moving.
Jeez.
And I'm like, yeah, this is it, baby. This is the life here. So it's an experience, yeah. But fucking Sleep Token, man. If you haven't seen them live, try to get a show in there.
No, I haven't, and I know they're headlining one of the shows at Download when we play Europe. So hopefully I get a chance to see them finally.
Yeah.
Meet them.
Yeah, just as long as the schedules line up, that'd be great. I would definitely recommend it.
So what are the bands that would be a dream to tour with? I know you guys toured with Marilyn Manson. Like, what are the bands that you're like, oh man, if I can get like in a tour with this band, it would be like a dream.
Oh man, Shinedown would probably be a big one. That'd be sick. Um, Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, I could see that. I could see you
Um,
guys opening up for them.
My Chemical Romance would be huge. Trying to think who else would be. Right now, those are kind of like the top ones for at least me. But honestly, any band, to be honest, I'm a music lover of all, so it's like if Sleep Token want to take us out, that'd be sweet.
The
I've
dream,
been
right?
very fortunate enough to play along. Yeah, I've been super fortunate to have played alongside with a lot of huge bands just because of festivals and stuff. But I would say those are mainly the ones that I have not seen or I have not played with that I would definitely love to hopefully one day get to.
And you guys recently released a new album, right?
Yes, we released it September of last year.
September. What's the name of the album?
Welcome to Suffocate City.
Suffocate City.
How long did that take to create?
So the whole album has existed for I think it existed for about 4 years until it got 5 years before it got released.
Why so long?
Just the whole COVID thing kind of the
Oh,
COVID
yeah.
thing just really
That fucked up a lot of stuff.
put a damper on a lot of all that stuff. So it's just they hit the wrong button there. But yeah, so COVID put a huge damper on all that stuff for us. But I'm kind of glad we waited for it because if we released it, I feel like at the right time and at the right moment, and it's been honestly great for us. So we're already planning on going back to the studio this year to start writing more for the next record.
Right, coming in hot then. I see that. So now that you've been touring with this new album, how long do you think that this tour is gonna take you? So that you're gonna go to the festivals, right? The next part of this year, right? Is it in the fall, the festival?
We're playing a lot of festivals this year. Actually, we got Rockville this year, Upheaval, Download in the UK. We're doing Warped Tour this year.
Wow, that's a dream too, right? Have you played a Warped Tour before?
So, actually, funny enough, the first Warped Tour I ever went to, I played. So,
Really? With the other band?
so I got yes. Yeah, me and my buddy's old band. Yeah, we played the Ernie Ball stage because it was the Battle of the Bands Ernie Ball. So I had never been, so it was just like cool. Now the first time I've ever been to Warped Tour, I get to play it.
That was the one that I tried and played at the Starland Ballroom because it was a contest, and then whoever won that preliminary can play at the Ernie Ball.
Get out! That's
Warped Tour.
crazy.
But yeah, I played at the Starland, and then we didn't get passed through. But if that was around the same time frame, we probably would have been playing together.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you guys won and you guys lost.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
basically
much.
what happened. Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah, there's a lot of festivals here. Rocklahoma just got apparently leaked, and we weren't told, but apparently we are playing that.
What was leaked?
Let's go. That's
Rocklahoma?
awesome.
I didn't hear what he said.
So yeah, there's a lot of festivals this year for us.
So who else is gonna be on that festival that got leaked? It's you guys.
So on the stage that we are playing, I think it's us, the Struts. I can't remember the other band, and the headlining band on that stage is Shinedown.
So there you go.
Well, that's one of the bands you want to
Yeah,
play.
there goes the dream. There goes one of the dreams coming true.
Yeah, so
I feel like you're gonna play with all those bands. you're
yeah,
gonna
so
play
there we
with.
go. Yeah.
Next time, I bet you he'll be talking
fingers
about
crossed. I mean, I try manifesting as much,
it. Manifest
manifesting
that.
as much as possible. So
Speak it into existence, Homer. It's gonna happen.
I always do my best. It's been working out so far.
Well, if you guys in chat have any last questions for Homer, let us know, because we have him here for just a little while longer before we ask him the last question.
Do you have a show tonight?
Yes, we do have a show tonight.
They're in Texas right
I
now.
will also apologize right now. I had my phone. I had a phone. My phone was at 100% when we started. Now it's at 10.
Oh, so that's good. So we can get to the last question before it cuts out. And Homer, you know, we talked about it right before, and it's the 12 songs to the soundtrack of your life, whether it's songs that you learned when you were a kid, the first song you learned when you were starting to be a drummer, a song that reminds you of your childhood. What are the 12 songs to the soundtrack of your life? Go.
All right. Song number 1, Hot Cross Buns. Because that's the first song generally everybody is taught. So
kid,
I would
yeah.
put that one as number 1. I'm trying to think. I would say A Downfall of Us All by A Day to Remember, number 2, because that's kind of like what kind of got me into metal. Number 3, Helena by My Chemical Romance, because that's what kind of seeing that music video on MTV is really what pushed me to want to be in a band.
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
You're number 4
Icarus
now.
Lives by Periphery, just because that was definitely a game changer for me when it came to different styles of music and playing.
Nice.
Ooh. I would say Bad to the Bone.
Bad.
No, it's not Bad to the Bone. Born to be Wild. Yeah, Born to be
Another
Wild.
good one.
Just because that was a song that every time I hear it, it always reminds me of playing a pep band in high school, because that was definitely my favorite song to play. The Other Side by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just because that was something my mom always played a lot when we were growing up.
Yeah. And you have mom.
Also to add to that one, what is it? It's Matchbox 20. I'm trying to think what that song was called. Off that first record. But that's another one too. My mom always had that cassette in her car, so we were always jamming it in her car growing up. So that yeah. So that record and that specific song always resonates me.
The Viking
resonates with me.
Push.
Push.
Was it Push? I'm trying to think of the riff. It's
3 a.m. Is it 3 a.m.? No, it's not that one.
No, it's not 3 a.m. Of course, I'm gonna think of it when we get off of here.
We're probably gonna go to like the convenience store and it's gonna play, and we're like, "That's the one."
Yeah.
Real World.
Real World.
Yes, Real World. That one.
There you go. Thank you so much, Viking. Came in with the right name right there.
I think we're at 8.
Yeah. 8?
8 now. Man, trying to think here.
Oh, the phone is like 8% now.
I'm just gonna say "Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson, because never would I thought in a million years would I go on tour with that guy.
Oh, that's fucking sick. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you that you're living the dream, doing all those things you never thought and imagined. But I think internally, thank you. I think you did, and I think you're gonna play with all the other bands you just mentioned that you want to play with. I see it.
3 more.
3 more.
Beast in the Harlot, Avenged Sevenfold.
That's a must, right? I felt like that had to be in there.
Yes.
2 more. 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Make it count. Make it count.
Cancer by My Chemical Romance. That's a big one for me too.
Another good one.
And then Ghost by a band called From Indian Lakes.
That's it. That's all 12.
We made it!
There we go.
And last question: festivals or regular concerts? What are your preference?
Festivals. They got catering.
There you go.
Oh yeah, food. You get to hang with all your friends. You make new friends. You meet a bunch of people. Network. I think it's festivals too. Where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a hang. It's a good hang, and you get fed. So I'll take it.
Where there's good food and friends. That's what it's all about, I think, too. So festivals for the win. Let's go.
All right, Homer, we made it to the end of the podcast before your phone dies. We don't want to, have it just shut off on us mid-shows.
Thank you so much, Homer.
No,
you're an amazing person. I love your vibe, your energy. And I can't wait to be able to see you, hopefully live. I know you guys are coming to New York. That show is sold out, so let's fucking go. They sold out in New York, baby. Woo! That's gonna be amazing.
No, but thank you guys so much for having me. It's been great talking with y'all and finally I get my chance to have my moment and
there you
in
go.
an interview. So
Is this your
I appreciate you guys.
first interview?
First podcast, like a solo one.
Like personal one. Usually it's kind of like at a radio station. It's all of us dudes and they're talking. So
All right.
You gotta be good to your drummers.
Gotta
you gotta love
shine
the
the
drummers. Heck yeah, that's why. Like you said, they're on the throne, baby. Treat them like a king.
There we go.
Be good to your drummers. All right, thank you so much,
Exactly.
Homer. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend, and keep rocking it out and being beautiful and amazing.
Thank you,
and
everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay too, share this with your friends, your family.
Hit that subscribe button. Follow for more content coming soon and future podcasts. We do have a few guests lined up to come. So stay tuned for that. Join the mailing list.
And where can they
YenYorkCity.
find you, all your stuff, your social, and your name?
You can find me on my Instagram at Homer Drums TFP.
Beautiful. All right, thank you so much. Stay warm. Get some good food out in Texas. They got, everything's bigger over there. So get some good food.
I'm smelling some tacos over there, but I'm about to go get it. So
All right. All right.
Thanks
Thank
again,
you so
everyone.
much.
Much love, and we'll see you again real soon.
yes, thanks.
Have an amazing
Yes.
show tonight. Go rock it
Awesome.
out, baby.
All right, thank you all so much.